Hi guys, JT here. Today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Best of Platinum collection of July 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for watching my silly little videos. I hope they are helpful, and most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have SteamWorld Build, a city builder with a twist, combining steampunk robot towns with underground dungeon keeper style mining. You'll place charming buildings, manage supply chains, and upgrade workers into engineers to unlock even more complex structures. The game eases you into its systems, introducing new layers only after you've mastered the basics, which keeps it feeling accessible and full of small discoveries. Once your town is thriving, you can dig into the underground layers, carving tunnels, gathering resources, and building functional rooms. It's a clever mechanic that balances nicely with the above-ground city management. Monsters eventually appear, bringing a light tower defense element, but there's little real threat. Broken structures simply need repairs, rather than full rebuilding, keeping the pace relaxed. The biggest downside is that SteamWorld Build can feel too forgiving. There's no real danger nor competition, and sometimes you realize you could achieve similar results by just waiting rather than optimizing your strategy. It is satisfying to improve efficiency, but with time being the only real resource at risk, it lacks urgency. A full playthrough takes about 5 hours, which feels refreshing if you're after a quick, complete city building experience. However, genre veterans expecting a sprawling, endlessly replayable game may leave disappointed. The story is thin, and despite fun animations and a cozy atmosphere, it does not quite capture the personality of earlier SteamWorld games. SteamWorld Build is a chill, accessible entry point for newcomers, but feels slight compared to the deeper, heavier titles that city building fans might crave. At number 2 we have LEGO Bricktales, a LEGO original game where you actually build LEGO in creative and challenging ways. In LEGO Bricktales, you step into the shoes of a young builder, summoned by your eccentric grandpa to restore an abandoned theme park. To do so, you will collect 5 happiness crystals across different biomes, solving puzzles by constructing imaginative structures entirely from LEGO bricks. Each puzzle requires creativity, offering no detailed instructions, just basic goals and a sandbox to experiment in. The game's physics-based building challenges are its highlight. You'll construct everything from bridges to spiral staircases, testing your builds against simulated stress. Success feels immensely satisfying, especially after overcoming the difficulty of balancing aesthetics and functionality. However, the lack of a hint system can make some puzzles frustrating, particularly for players less skilled in engineering. Exploration adds layers to the experience. Unlock powers to revisit stages, uncover hidden collectibles, and customize your builder with cosmetic upgrades. While this freedom rewards perseverance, the fetch quest heavy missions can occasionally feel repetitive. Visually, LEGO Bricktales shines with stunning environments, and its humor, though hit or miss, adds charm. Fans of games like Bridge Constructor will appreciate the meticulous construction mechanics, but others might find their freeform nature intimidating. LEGO Bricktales is a satisfying if imperfect step forward for LEGO games. Its creative puzzles and gorgeous settings outweigh occasional frustrations, making it a must-try for LEGO enthusiasts. If you're ready for a mix of creativity, physics, and patience, this game has plenty to offer. At number 3 we have Dice and Fold, a turn-based strategy game blending roguelike elements and card battling mechanics. You dive into dungeon crawling gameplay, where success hinges on the roll of a die. While the graphics are simple, the gameplay is captivating, offering hours of strategic fun. The core gameplay revolves around rolling dice to defeat enemy cards, fantasy-themed monsters like wizards and demons. Each enemy requires specific dice numbers to fold, rewarding you with coins to trade for upgrades. You'll also manage dice colors for abilities like healing, armor, and reducing enemy attacks, adding strategic depth. As you progress, you unlock heroes like Jack, King, and Queen, each with unique powers. These abilities, along with special companions you gain later, can turn the tide of battles. The right-hand dice mechanic further enriches the strategy, letting you bank dice or trade for gold coins to upgrade abilities. Dice and Fold keeps you engaged with its clever mechanics, despite lacking a story and featuring basic visuals. The relaxing soundtrack complements the gameplay well. The accessible tutorial and various difficulty levels make it suitable for all players, though unlocking new heroes by completing runs can feel restrictive. Dice and Fold excels where it counts. Gameplay. Whether on Steam Deck or PC, its addictive nature ensures you'll keep rolling the dice. In a bundle, it's a steal for roguelike fans. It is highly recommended. At number 4 we have Ziggurat 2, an FPS title that thrusts you into the heart of magical chaos in its randomly generated dungeons. This roguelike adventure, where your first demise, courtesy of irate sentient carrots, foreshadows the relentless and fast-paced combat that defines the game. As you navigate through hordes of enemies, the title subscribes to the classic shooter mantra, constant movement is your lifeline. The game's diverse magical arsenal, featuring staffs, tomes, and dwarven blunderbuss, sets it apart in the FPS genre. Ziggurat 2 builds on the shattered remnants of a magical prison, the Ziggurat, where aspiring mages embark on randomly generated dungeon crawls to restore order in a world plagued by unleashed monsters. While the gameplay adheres to the roguelike structure of random levels and a depth of exploration, the variety of wizardry weapons keeps the experience engaging. The narrative, though not a standout feature, weaves the tale of mages seeking to rebuild the shattered Ziggurat. The inclusion of different mages with unique abilities adds strategic depth, complemented by a progression system that rewards you with permanent perks and new weapons. Ziggurat 2's charm lies in its unpredictability, pushing you to explore dungeons, face challenging bosses, and adapt to the ever-changing landscape. Despite the potential monotony and extended sessions, the game introduces daily challenges and diverse characters to maintain freshness. In the realm of roguelike FPS experiences, Ziggurat 2 emerges as a captivating and magical adventure that demands constant adaptation and strategy, making it a compelling choice for fans of the genre. At number 5 we have Frostpunk, Game of the Year Edition. A gripping city-building survival strategy game set in the frozen Arctic wasteland. As the ruler of a struggling city, you must manage resources, handle crises, and make tough decisions to ensure the survival of your citizens. The game combines city-building elements with society simulation and crisis management mechanics, creating a tense and challenging experience. In the desolate 1800s world of Frostpunk, your city relies on a massive coal furnace for warmth. You'll construct buildings, gather resources, and research new technologies to keep your citizens alive in the freezing conditions. Every decision matters, as discontent and hope levels significantly impact your city's well-being. You'll face moral dilemmas, like choosing between short-term fixes and long-term solutions, or passing laws that may have adverse consequences. Frostpunk excels at immersing players in the burden of leadership. The game constantly challenges your abilities as a leader, making you weigh the needs of your citizens against harsh realities. The society simulator aspect adds depth, with the option to rule with order and discipline, or faith and spirituality, each choice affecting the people's morale. Scouting the frozen world beyond your city brings new challenges and discoveries, but it also means more responsibilities and resources needed. The game's art design and style create a captivating and grim atmosphere, depicting the struggles of a frozen world. While Frostpunk offers great replayability with different scenarios and choices, the campaign itself lasts about 45 days. The game's bird's-eye view perspective, however, prevents players from connecting closely with individual citizens, which may be a drawback for some. Overall, Frostpunk is a compelling and addictive survival management game that forces players to confront difficult choices and challenges. Its extraordinary style, engrossing gameplay, and tense atmosphere make it a standout title in the city-building and strategy genre. The Game of the Year Edition offers a trio of expansions that enrich the Frostpunk universe. The Rifts is the initial mini-expansion, featuring a new endless mode map and the constructible building, The Bridge. The Last Autumn expands the game significantly with a new scenario, introducing transformative mechanics and unique architecture that deepen Frostpunk's lore and narrative. And lastly, On the Edge delves into the tale of New London citizens dispatched on a crucial mission following the Great Storm. At number 6 we have Bramble the Mountain King, an atmospheric survival horror game where you navigate the eerie depths of Scandinavian folklore. You play as Ollie, a young boy who sets off into the dark woods to rescue his sister, Lillemore, after she is abducted by a troll under the sinister Mountain King's command. The game beautifully combines platforming, stealth, and intense boss battles as you traverse hauntingly realistic environments like plague-ravaged villages and shadowy swamps. You'll encounter an array of unsettling mythological creatures, from trolls to shape-shifting witches. The story unfolds through narrated fairy tales, adding depth to the world's dark lore. Ollie's growing orb becomes your lifeline, serving as both a source of light and a weapon during tense encounters. The game's defining characteristics is its unique boss battles, which are imaginative, terrifying, and unforgiving. Each encounter is multi-faced, requiring you to think quickly and act even faster. Despite its deceptively whimsical appearance, Bramble delves into truly grim themes, like infant unaliving and self-unaliving, with graphic violence that is definitely not for the faint of heart. The atmosphere is heightened by stunning visuals, immersive soundscapes, and a haunting soundtrack featuring pieces like Grieg's In the Hall of the Mountain King. While all these controls can be a bit clunky, especially on narrow ledges, the frequent autosave checkpoints keep frustration to a minimum. If you appreciate games like Little Nightmares and enjoy dark folklore with a mix of stealth and action, Bramble the Mountain King is a spine-chilling experience worth diving into. At number 7 we have New Star GP, a racing, arcade, and sports game. You step into a world where vibrant low-poly art meets a touch of realism, creating an engaging visual experience that is both familiar and innovative. The track design stands out by reimagining famous global circuits, giving you a fresh challenge on every race while maintaining recognizable imagery as seen on Vienna's track with its striking giant star. You can enjoy a career mode that begins in the 1980s, where each decade introduces faster cars and varied race conditions. Despite short 6-lap races in early decades, tire, fuel, and car part management add a layer of strategy that keeps you alert. Dynamic weather, especially rain, introduces an extra element of unpredictability that heightens the racing experience. Although the soundtrack might feel a bit dull compared to classics like Ridge Racer, the driving model balances ease and challenge well, punishing excessive use of curbs without feeling overly heavy. You also have access to multiplayer races with friends and online, though these events remain locked within the career mode. While a dedicated time trial mode would enhance competitive play, the career mode remains deeply engaging. With its affordability in a bundle and heartwarming dedication to the racing genre, New Star GP offers you a memorable and challenging experience that'll keep you coming back for more. Every race delivers pure adrenaline and unforgettable excitement. At number 8 we have Faith, the Unholy Trinity, a retro-inspired horror game that masterfully channels the 1980s Satanic Panic era into a chilling lo-fi pixel art experience. Set across 3 acts, you play as Father John Ward, a young priest grappling with the aftermath of a botched exorcism. His journey takes him through haunted houses, cemeteries, and cult-infested sewers as he attempts to stop an impending demonic ritual. The game brilliantly captures the paranoia of its era, blending exorcist-like possessions with creepy Rosemary Baby-esque cults. With only one action at your disposal, raising a crucifix to ward off enemies, the gameplay is simple yet nerve-wracking. Every demon encounter is a race against instant death, pushing you to perfect timing and patience. The game's minimalist controls, proving that less can indeed be more. While Faith excels at building tension with its unsettling environments and atmospheric sound design, it also does not shy away from brutal difficulty spikes. The final chapter in particular can feel punishing, as you are forced to memorize enemy patterns to survive. This old-school challenge might delight hardcore retro enthusiasts, especially during the finale's maze-like darkness. Still, if you're willing to brave through its tough moments, Faith delivers a haunting, story-rich experience that celebrates the era's horror themes. It is a uniquely crafted indie gem with a story that is absolutely brilliant, and will haunt you long after the credits roll. At number 9 we have Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip, a quirky sandbox adventure where you help Terry achieve his dream of reaching space, not through NASA, but by driving really fast. Developed by Snackflat and published by Super Rare Originals, this lighthearted journey is all about collecting junk, upgrading your ride, and interacting with an oddball cast of characters. You start as Terry, an aspiring astronaut with no spaceship or money. Instead of getting a real job, you become a taxi driver with zero intention of actually doing the job. This is because your real mission is to scour the city for turbo junk, upgrade your car, and build enough momentum to launch yourself skyward. Along the way, you will climb buildings, dig up treasures, and tackle silly side quests, like playing fruit football with kids or joining a yoga dance-off. Platforming is simple, but exploration is rewarding. Finding the right paths leads to hidden caches of turbo junk and cash, which you can spend on useful tools like gliders and shovels. The game's world may be small, but it is packed with weird and wonderful moments, from goofy townsfolk To the sunbather who does not realize he's literally on fire, the humor keeps things entertaining. Tiny Terry's Turbo Trip is not long or particularly difficult, but it is a blast while it lasts. If you enjoy short, silly games with plenty of charm, this one's worth the ride. Just don't expect it to last much longer than a couple of hours. At number 10 we have SteamWorld Classics Bundle. The SteamWorld Classics Bundle brings together 4 distinct adventures, each offering a fresh take on the ever-evolving SteamWorld universe. Whether you enjoy platforming, strategy, or RPGs, this collection is something for you. SteamWorld Dig is a mining-focused platformer that challenges you to dig deep, unearth treasures, and upgrade your gear to survive. As Rusty, a steam-powered robot, you'll explore an underground world filled with hazards and hidden secrets. The gameplay loop of digging, selling ores, and upgrading keeps things engaging, though the experience is relatively short. Its sequel, SteamWorld Dig 2, improves on every aspect, offering a richer world, refined platforming, and deeper exploration. Playing as Dorothy, you'll navigate vast interconnected tunnels, solve environmental puzzles, and customize your abilities through mods. The expanded world and new tools make it one of the best indie platformers available. Shifting genres entirely, SteamWorld Heist is a turn-based tactical shooter where you command Piper Faraday and her crew of spacefaring outlaws. Unlike traditional strategy games, you manually aim every shot, making combat feel precise and rewarding. Trick shots and ricochets add depth, while the charming characters and witty dialogue bring the world to life. It is an underrated gem that blends turn-based strategy with real-time skill. Finally, SteamWorld Quest Hand of Gilgamesh delivers a deck-building RPG adventure. You'll form a party, battle enemies with turn-based card combat, and uncover a storybook-style fantasy world. While the battle system is deep, the overwhelming number of cards and repetitive level design hold it back. The SteamWorld Classics Bundle showcases the creativity of the SteamWorld series. Each game stands on its own, but together, they highlight the franchise's ability to reinvent itself across genres. Whether you dig, shoot, or strategize, there's something worth playing here. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is the kind of drop where you'll either be hyped or just shrug and move on. If you're into horror, Faith is a straight up must play, and Bramble's got those Little Nightmares vibes nailed. Tiny Thor and Tiny Terry bring the quirky charm, while Dice and Fold scratches that quick hit RNG fueled itch. The rest? Well, depends on your taste and your trade game. Not a sell your soul tier bundle, but if a couple hits your wish list, it's worth pulling the trigger. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.